Hey, what's up guys? Boxing with B.
Hey, right without the paycheck.
Okay, so there's a lot to cover from this weekend. It was a weekend full of boxing. Sorry. Okay, continuing. We have a live audience of one.
Yep.
So, Jojo Diaz, kind of not what we expected. Jojo Diaz, lost the belt on the scale going into the fight.
See, I know how that works. This kid was always trying to work to get the belt, He finally gets the belt, and he blows it.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I go back to this, like, yeah, you know what you're getting yourself into, but at the same time, making weight is a challenge. It
is a challenge if you don't train correctly. Every fighter that I've seen that trains correctly, loses the weight, keeps the weight off, makes the ideal weight thing.
But you know what? I'll give him credit because, a lot of times when things get, changes as in you have your first kid, things like that, it does say, a lot of people know that. It impacts you in the ring.
Oh yeah, it does, but you have to think of one thing. He has to support a family now.
Yes, that's true.
Now he lost a lot of money losing that belt.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. He had to pay those fines.
Don't make excuses for him because he's a champion.
No, I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to say that I do take into consideration that it is hard to make weight.
Well, now he's going to have to face it. He barely beat this one guy for the belt, and that one guy wasn't fighting correctly. And then you got the Lions on the other ones that have the other belts. Is he going to be able to beat them? Me personally, no.
Okay, well, also give credit to Rahkimov, who also put on a great performance. He was undefeated. He still is undefeated. They didn't take away his because it was a draw. That fight ended in a draw. Now, Russian, right? Because he resides in Russia. He put on a great performance. I mean, he showed them that, I think the odds were probably stacked against him because of Jojo's performances before. I said he was an explosive fighter. But Rahkimov came to fight.
He came to fight. He showed him, here I am. I'm going to take this belt, but I don't know. Maybe some politics. I won't forgive him when they robbed the Crusher against Ward the first fight when the Crusher dropped him and everything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'll leave that alone because some of these judges, like Adelaide Bird, I don't know what the hell
let's not get you started on that every time.
Can't stand that lady. They should have banned her.
All right, so another fight we saw was Ronnie Rios versus Oscar Negrete. Now, Negrete. That fight was a good fight. I mean, you had said that Ronnie Rios looked too big to be in there with
Too big. You should have finished him off. Should have finished him off like everybody was saying. He came from a higher weight, went down, but then, after the weight, you gain that weight again.
Yeah.
And you go in the ring. He looked big, and he looked like his punches were hurting the other guy.
Yeah.
And the other guy's punches weren't hurting him at all. So.
And Ronnie Rios knew that, so he was willing to take more of a risk, get in there in exchange.
But yet, he showed he had no power. To me. He showed he had no power.
Yeah.
Because we should have been able to stop this kid.
At the end of that fight, too, in the post-interview, he said he gave himself a C.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't like what I did out here, Even though he was in control, like you said, maybe he wanted to get that finish to be like, look, I'm here. I'm in this division. I can do damage.
I belong and I'm here to get a belt. But wasn't impressive to me.
Well, another one. These are all different channels, all right, but I'm just going to mention them all together.
Yeah,
but we saw...
Switch them around.
Kiko Martinez, he stepped into the ring against the UK fighter,
Barrett.
Kiko
used to have he was an older fighter. He was a former champion, older fighter from Spain that, like they say...
He still has it.
Yes, he did have it. He brought the fight to this kid.
He did look a little bit older. I think he was only in his 30s, though.
Yeah, but he was a lot smaller.
Yes, the height advantage was there.
The reach advantage was with the other guy, and yet he brought it to him. He stunned the other guy and everything.
Every time Kiko landed, like it was almost like he was like a perfect counter puncher, really.
Yes.
He timed it right, and every time he threw, it's like he found his opponent's head. Those headshots were landing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think he stunned him. He stunned him even at one point in one of the rounds where Barrett, if the ring was not there,
he might have gone down.
No, I think for sure he would have gone down because his whole weight kind of went to the side and then caught himself and then was able to quickly move out of the way and pivot and all that. So he did well to recover, but at the end of the day, they gave it to Barrett, and it was I think it was a 118 to 110.
A lopsided fight. And you know what? I give Eddie Hearn credit. He really tore into those judges saying, what the hell were they watching?
Well, like he said, it makes him look bad,
his fighter was the one that won, and he was trying to say they did injustice for him. What did they get this 111 and 118? What were they watching?
Yeah, and he was like, I know he's my fighter, but now they're not saying, oh, you know what, it was a split decision, it was close, they gave it to him, we need a rematch. Now they're just focused on bad call. It's like Kiko Martinez didn't even show up to fight.
Yeah, and if it did, it looked like the other kid was dominating, which he wasn't.
Yeah, so, I mean, even Kiko at the end, when they asked him about it, he said, look, they gave it to him. He doesn't even think he won.
Yeah, he didn't.
And when they said that, he was like, I know I won. I know. You know,
he did
has
win.
to
I think, you know what? I think he pulled it. I really thought he
Barrett?
pulled it. Yeah. No, not Barrett.
Kiko.
The Spanish kid. The kid that didn't, one chance.
He already had his hands up and everything.
Yes, he had it. Even the announcers thought he was going to get it.
Yeah.
And they were saying about the robbery.
Yeah, but like you said, give credit to Eddie Hearn for at least going out there and
Speaking
saying
out.
that. And even saying, like, give him, he even said, it's like Martinez didn't show up at all to fight. So give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, give credit where it's due. We also saw Comey step back in the ring.
Yeah.
Richard Comey. He's the one, it's the first fight that he steps back in the ring after getting knocked out by Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Now, after seeing him fight in this one, I'm like, why didn't you do that? Give that kind of performance against Lopez.
Well, Lopez is a young lion that was coming up that everybody was fearing. So he had that. I think he had already fear in this fight.
I kind of saw that.
Who's gonna hit first, me or him? And Lopez got him first.
Yeah, and I don't know. I won't go into Lomachenko's thoughts on that, but I think in this fight he looked really well, and he had Teofimo there rooting him on in the corner. Well, not in the corner, but ringside.
It's a gentleman's sport. It's not personal.
Yeah.
In the ring, you fight, and when you're after, it's over. It is controlled fight.
True.
That's
and
all it
he
is.
won, impressively. Impressively, yeah.
But
yeah, he came back. He got knocked out, came back, and then he got knocked out.
He has to climb up that ladder. You're gonna have to face Lopez again if you want those belts.
Yeah, it's true.
Haney has the WBC, I guess.
WBC, that's it.
Yeah, no, but
he's not the franchise.
He's the franchise,
whatever.
so I don't know that.
It is what it is, but yeah, I would like to see that rematch.
You know who'd be good for that Comey guy?
Who?
Your boy Ryan Garcia.
That's not my boy.
Yeah, he'll do good for you.
That's your boy.
Hell no.
Don't even.
The only thing I'm giving him advantage that I see, I don't know why, over Davis.
Yeah?
Over Davis, I see him.
I don't know. That's a close one, but I feel like my judgment has changed from what it was.
Davis is one of the best fighters in the world. His promoter, but Davis is scared of Ryan. I think he is, because the guy that was knocking out all these little guys is gonna face a guy a little bit bigger than him. But I don't know if he has the power. And everybody say, "Oh, he's gonna knock him out." Then do it. Don't make excuses. Oh, I need this, I need that, I need this at 2040. Don't make excuses. Let's do it. Boom. He's scared. He's that kid, Ryan. You got it in his head. He's scared of you. Go after him.
We'll see.
And if I'm proven wrong, I don't give a damn. Then I could always say Davis gave him the fight. But I doubt. I think Ryan's speed in that left-right is going to say, "Hello, Davis, you're on." And he's going to wake up and go, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, but Ryan also cannot leave his chin out in the air.
I think his speed is going to help him out with this guy. Because if Leo was there doing really good until...
But you can't compare Ryan to Leo.
No, but I'm just saying he was doing really good with his speed and everything, but one mistake changed it all.
It's true.
You're talking about Ryan, that's, I think, twice the speed of Leo.
He's fast, but not as experienced, but
I don't
fast.
care. I think he has power behind the left, right. So I think he'll stun him, and with that speed, he won't let him go. But he would have to watch, when he hurts him, that a hurt fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Yes, that is key. Especially with Davis. You can't count out Davis's power either.
Yeah, no, but I think Ryan, you have him.
We'll see. Or it could be that he waits for that one counter shot, and it lands.
It could be too, but I doubt it. I think Ryan has his number.
Let's focus on what kind of stole the show this past weekend.
That Moni fight in England that we kind of missed, but we had to rewatch it.
Lara versus Warrington.
That was a gaudy Ward fight.
Mexico's Lara flew over to the UK, faced the undefeated, I think he was the IBF champion.
He was IBF
Warrington. And let me tell you this.
They considered him the best at his weight class.
Yes. But you know what? You can't take anything away from him. He was out there fighting. He showed he had heart. He took a punch. He took, oh my gosh. If you didn't watch that fight, you have to go back and watch it. It's on DAZN. It's on YouTube.
He was what he said it was, the Leeds Warrior.
Yes. So, let me tell you this, though. What I did not like, aside before we go on into it, is I always talk about DAZN and how they portray all these fighters. Give credit where it's due. Lara was doing well
Yes, he was.
And what did they say? Oh, he's not at the pedigree of
This was
Warrington.
the British commentators. Okay?
Yes. Well, whatever. The commentators that they had for that program.
They were going for everything negative, all the negative talk to the Mexican fighter. You know,
that was their guy. He was undefeated and he was supposed to win. You know, Lara's not at the pedigree. The other guy, you know, Lara might have power, but he doesn't have the speed or the skill that Warrington has. You know what? I think if there was not, what is it called? Ring rust, I don't think this guy's better. I think Warrington just has ring rust. You know, all of these things, but at the end of the day, credit to Lara because he did not leave it in the hands of the judges.
Oh no, and the 4th round changed it all. That fight should have been over. Everybody was talking that the referee gave him a lot because maybe he's a British. He didn't want to look that.
No. It's because he's undefeated, and you know that when they're undefeated fighters and they're the ones
and they're at home too.
You're gonna, you can't stop it at the same time. But at the end of the day, it's the safety of the fighter.
Yeah, the way he was hurt.
Yes.
I think might have been worse not to stop it.
Yeah.
Because he already got a beating, and then it turned out to be a worse beating. He got hurt with the beating. He wasn't knocked out. He was out of it.
He was like stunned on his feet.
He was out of it because the way he walked.
Instinct.
When he walked to his corner, he was going sideways like a drunk driver. But they should have stopped the fight.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, but look, let me tell you this. Everyone is focused on the referee. Why didn't the referee jump in? Oh, if it was the other way around and Lara was hurt, then the referee would have stopped it.
Correct.
Yes, I agree with all that. But at the end of the day, we need to also shine light at the corner. You have to save your fighter. If the referee is not jumping in and you see your fighter is hurt, save him.
Yeah, save him for another day.
I get that a record is on there.
Save him for another day.
How many times have you said that too? Where you're like, yeah, the record is on the line, but if they don't step in, what's gonna happen? Yeah. It could be more than just a record on the line.
There was an old fighter named Kevin Kelly that he got hurt. His eyes were shut, and his trainer was telling him, "Let's go out there." And he goes, "I can't see. He goes, "You know what? It's over."
Good.
And he was the champion. He stopped. He goes, "You'll fight another day," and he did. He came back and won the belt.
Look at even more of recent. This one always sticks to me, and it's the behind the scenes of Gennady Golovkin versus Gabriel Rosado. And Rosado was out there taking these hits. He was bloodied up, he was damaged, but he was taking them.
Yeah.
And what did his trainer say? I'm gonna stop the fight. He tells Rosado's dad, Gino, I gotta stop the fight. And you could tell his dad's like, no, let him continue. He goes, if I don't stop the fight, your son's gonna die in that ring.
He's gonna kill your boy.
And it's just like, it's so shocking because I think a lot of people don't think about that. They're like, let them fight. I want to see a knockout. But
you forget
that knockout, it's not a game.
No, some people don't listen. Gabriel Reles, when he fought
Jimmy Garcia,
his corners, you could do it. This is your only chance you have. You better win this. You do this for your family. Well, he went out, never got out of the rings. Got carried out to the hospital, and maybe 2-3 days later, he lost his life because of the beating he got out of Reles.
See, and
that ruined Reles' career too.
And no fighter ever wants to, that's not the intention.
No one wants to kill nobody. Nobody wants to kill nobody.
No.
You know?
But continuing on from that Warrington, so after that 4th round, surprisingly, he never fully recovered.
He was fighting on instinct. He was fighting
for like 5 more rounds.
Yeah, and then,
and he was still, it's crazy. It's like, I'll give you this, Warrington. That fight was like Mexican style. You stood toe to toe. You took one, you returned one. You took one, and even though I know that you knew that Lara had more power than you, you were still willing to take those hits and return it, even though you almost touched the canvas.
He took too many.
Man.
Yeah, in that last round, he took maybe 4 left hooks at the same time.
No, it was 7. Lucky number 7 sent him down.
One right after the other, and then it didn't. It didn't send him down. It knocked him out.
Yeah. See, then that's what.
Because the doctors rushed in, and what did he do? Remember, he sat up a little bit, and then he collapsed backwards.
And I even give Lara credit too because it's like you said, it's the gentleman's sport. At that round, he knew what he was doing. He had to finish the fight. It's a sport. Then once he saw him down and he waited, he didn't go out. He did go to the corner and put his hands up, a little, but he looked around and he noticed his opponent's still down.
Yeah.
He walks up and what does he do? He's pointing at him and pointing at the corner like, come in and save him, help him out.
Yeah, he was done. Poor kid. But you know what? That might have destroyed his career. We'll see, because not a lot of fighters come back from that brutal beating.
Even Eddie Hearn said it's going to take a long minute to come back.
Hopefully he does, because he is a great fighter.
But let's shed some light on Lara.
He hit the lottery.
Lara, they were saying this whole time, this guy's out here. If he wins, which I don't see it happening, he could change his life.
And I think he did.
22 years old. And they also mentioned in the British commentary, they said, he's Mexican. He turned pro early, but that's common for Mexican fighters. Why is it common? Because they fight for life. They fight for their money. They fight for their families.
99% of them are poor. But you know what I noticed in the corner at the end of the fight? His dad was his trainer. He came in,
Wait, who?
Lara's.
Oh,
He came in with, I don't think, everything that they were supposed to come in with. Because I didn't see the, I forgot the name of it. The ice to make that swirly out. They were using regular ice just from
ice
the bucket.
Cubes.
From the bucket.
Yeah.
Instead of using the pusher where you push, I forgot the name.
The metal thing, right?
Yes, where you push down. And, I saw, some of these fighters, when they're really good, but they never get the opportunity. This what was his name? Warrington? Warrington did one of those Rocky things. You know what? We'll take this guy. He's a hard hitter. He's not a...
Or whoever the promoter was, Eddie Hearn.
Well, you know what? If this Mexican kid doesn't have a promoter now,
he
does one now. Eddie Hearn is a smart man. He finds needles in the rough, and other needles in the rough that are not, like Chico Latito and all these other Latin fighters.
Yeah.
Estrada and all them, he has them under his belt.
Does he?
Yeah, because remember those big fights that we saw from Mexico City on the Friday? They were all Eddie Hearn.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie Hearn.
Hey, that fight, like we were saying, that fight was a great fight. Lara went out there, took care of business, showed them what Mexican fighters are about.
Like I said, it was a Gotti Ward fight. Maybe there'll be a trilogy in this thing. Maybe there'll be the rematch, and there might be a trilogy. Because it was worth the fight. It was worth. That's a pay-per-view fight.
And even towards the end, Lara started slowing down a little bit. It almost looked like, oh shoot, is Warrington going to
I don't think he was ready for this. He wasn't ready. I think they pulled him a little bit too soon. I mean, too late. Said you're going to fight, and he got the opportunity and flew to the...
Oh, like he wasn't conditioned and ready.
For this, but now it's going to change up. It's going to change a lot.
Yeah. Hey, credit to him, Lara.
Credit to both fighters.
Yeah,
both fighters.
Both of them for sure.
Both put on a show. Both of them.
Hopefully Warrington recovers well.
The heart of a champion, a heart of a lion. Like he says, he is the Leeds warrior for England.
Yeah.
Man, that kid had a beating, stayed on it, but...
How he stood toe-to-toe and exchanged after all that, I don't even know.
After the fourth round, I don't even know either. That kid had heart. That kid was trying to throw his punches.
He gave it his all.
Maybe to get Lara hurt and get him out and return his unbeaten record. But
Carl Frampton even came out and said it a little bit, and he was just like, wow. And he's like, massive congrats to Lara. Put on a great performance. So another thing is it's just amazing to me how Eddie Hearn kept saying, this is boxing. This is a sport that can change lives.
Because his fighters have seen the canvas that were...
That's what they said too. They were like, look at Andy Ruiz. Came over there. Yeah, I know the second fight was whatever. But the first fight shocked the world, took out his guy.
Yeah.
Then we have this kid come out.
The Russian, the heavyweight at his house.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot his name.
White.
White.
White versus
the Russian guy that's supposed to be washed up. White had dropped the Russian.
Povetkin.
Yeah, he had hurt him twice in the beginning rounds. And I think it was the third round was coming. He was going to go try to finish him.
Oh, my gosh.
And uppercut came, and this is what the funny part was. The Russian's punches were a lot stronger because the other guy knocked him down after several punches. One punch with the Russian. One. The uppercut. And even before he hit the canvas, he was out.
Man.
And there's a rematch coming.
Hey, but that's also why we give him credit, too. It's like you're going to put your fighters up to the test. You're not going to... I mean, I don't know. This Mexico one could have been a little, hand-pick, easy fight. But it's like, why would you choose a fighter that has nothing to fight against someone that's on top of the world right now?
Because he finds them. He finds the needle in the rough.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is why would you... If you want your guy to win, you want a tune-up kind of fight.
How do you know this guy's not his guy no more? Now he still has a top 10 guy because this guy's, went from 20 to the top 10.
Well,
he beat the number one. Because Eddie Hearn is a smart man. He'll find other guys that he's going to have signed. And it doesn't matter. He's finding the perfect Mexican where we're all going to love him, like at the beginning with Canelo.
You walked in with a poncho?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He showed his... He might, this kid might put Eddie in the Hearn where they all love him in Mexico too. Because he's bringing the best fighters.
Yes, Canelo.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. He doesn't have him signed.
No, Canelo, who knows? Canelo has no one yet right now.
Yeah.
So who knows? But it seems like Eddie Hearn's always involved in his fights. He brings the British fighters for him. And he connects it. He's this other guy I bet you that's from Europe also is going to fight Canelo. Watch Eddie Hearn's going to be there.
Yildirim?
Watch Eddie Hearn is going to be in the guy's corner. You'll see.
He also has Jojo Diaz in his corner too, so.
You never know.
All right, focusing on this upcoming weekend. Adrian the Problem Broner is stepping back into the ring. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, he's
Hopefully
not the Broner that he once was.
Hope he took this fight serious and trained. Hope he did.
Well, he's fighting against a kid named Giovanni Santiago, who is undefeated.
I don't know. I used to like Broner a lot. I still do. He was a great champion when we followed him. He was a great person too, but
Yeah, but
fame
things happen.
got to him. I think fame and basically the publicity, the journalists, all that following around.
Well,
The
whatever
money got
it
to
is,
him, too.
Yeah, we'll see him back into the ring. So tune into that, and
Yep.
then also Burchelt versus Oscar Valdez.
That should be a good fight right
Mexican
there.
war right there.
Yes, I consider it. I think a little bit towards Valdez to win the fight,
I can see that.
but I'm not gonna let Burchard out too because
Burchelt.
he's a good fighter too. So
So tune into that one too. That'll be a good fight. Oh, Josh Kelly is also going to be fighting on DAZN. That's a British,
and that'll be
British
early.
fighter,
I think that would be early.
undefeated. That kid's fast.
He's fast. He's an Olympian, so we'll see what happens.
Tune into that. Another weekend full of boxing.
Yes, it is. Lights out.